So, welcome back to the final episode of Call of the Night. Is our main boy going to become a vampire? Is he going to achieve his dreams? Find out what it means to fall in love. Probably not in this episode, and might be more to come in the future, but right now, staying away from the detective/vampire hunter is probably ideal. We've seen a few other characters actually go through all of the steps, be turned, have fun in the evenings. If only we could all enjoy just a nice life like that. With or without the intermittent need for blood. But after his mind has been racked by the questions of whether or not this is what he wants, what's he going to see the night as now? Let's find out. I was about to ask what the hell that was, and no. Fair play that it was a take on the PlayStation logo. What else would you be spending your evenings doing? This menu must be incredibly interesting. You know something's wrong when you have to take a break from playing whatever retro thing that was. And like what we saw before, so Nasuna was showing him all of the interesting and bright bits of the night and spending time as a vampire, leaving out the mundanity of it. What about actually seeing some of the more laid-back and boring moments? Not being able to go out during the day for fear of sizzle. But so I think life now, as it currently is, probably one of the best places you can be a vampire. You can spend your entire days inside. Everything can be delivered to you. And considering about 80% of my time is spent in front of the PC anyway, guess Eternal Life wouldn't exactly change too much. As long as my internet didn't go out. Of course. They are a little over eager. I was standing the whole time. Piss off. They were happy with each other doing all the bullshit to all the bullshit to get them to praise them. As soon as someone stands in the way there, so who are you? What do you think you're doing getting close and chummy? Apparently so, you can go snooping around, see what there is in this place. Looks fairly upmarket. I mean, they're not particularly picky. Oh, reflection. I mean, is there a baseline normal when it comes to vampires? Getting a better overview of what it means probably would be good, especially for trying to define his own decisions and understanding. Well, a bit of information was garnered about the coven. Why is all the bubbles floating mid-air? Or is that meant to be steam? Either way, it's very static. I mean, I don't think no matter if you had equipment or not, just opening the door and your starkers would give anyone a bit of a shock. I don't think he pegged today as seeing a tackle, especially for a vampire. Do they sit down and actually talk about all of the eventualities properly? Of course not. Especially with being some topics being off limits. Oh, just getting straight. Like, she's giving up the. Ah. And what does she bring to this discussion as to allow be allowed to live like this? Such a waste. That's how that's how far she's willing to go to protect him. Probably would be good to take evidence of who smashed this table. But there are exceptions. Do we have a long list of people who have crossed them before anyway? There is no hint of a waver from her in her eyes there. I mean, even without the threat of death and all this talks of pulverization and annihilation, actually getting to think about things for a minute or two might be good. Yeah, getting that side of it and knowing that there's someone else out there. They're worried about him exposing the ideas of vampires out to the populace, but what about that one? Well, he's actually, there's the reflection, actually put across the bits and pieces that he knows about the occasion at the school. Are we going to now learn a little bit more about the process of how he just disappeared or why apparently he died as a human? As a, well, according to the detective. Hmm. He's not lending any out. I don't think she'd be all up for sharing. I see there would be several people that would be swayed by that point. Fair. Do they need another reason? I mean, if it gets what they want and blood followers and attention, well, did he hit a nerve there with what he was saying, or where did it all lead? If we keep going back one generation at a time, who was at the head of it? Where'd all the broken glass and drink go? No. And now that she's there fighting his case, trying to get him to be left alone there, despite everything. She knows that she enjoys spending time with him, and even if the falling in love thing isn't a die-hard thing, can't exactly just get it to happen now. But her who's trying to break the status quo and how they deal with things, it's either going to end badly or she's going to set a new line in the sand. Well, everything. It raises its own set of questions. He's not overly picky, but well, now that that is an extra secret he's got to carry from there, or such a smooth talker, this boy. I think because he doesn't have the other sense of it, what doesn't get embarrassed, he doesn't understand the terms of love or what he might be saying. Yeah, he can just come out of it casually. Also, is there anything wrong with saying another guy looks cute? I mean, it's a tempting offer, but it's nothing that he was really having fun with, really. Hmm. What would change that? Well, we saw the others who were, yeah, who are a little willing and eager to ingratiate themselves with him. So, how long will it take for him to get something like Pavlovian response to being treated poorly? He doesn't understand anyone, anything, the general relationships and whatnot with anyone, but he seems comfortable with Nazna. Well, just like this situation, I'm sure he'll find some way to ease it all out. But now that they've had this lovely chat, all he's got to do is slowly go through all of them and build up a bit of a friendship so they might at least feel slightly guilty about just ending him. What is this music and those raindrops? Hmm. Well, he's now off. Just remember to take a towel with you every time you go for a wash in the future. So, interesting beat to this music, and that is fairly good running animation. It's smooth enough. Is he going to get there in time? What's actually going to be left? Of a proper conversation for a while. Is is it under the guise of, oh, it's because they hurt her, where in fact it's just because, oh, we forced her to talk about love for a while, so she's now a gibbering mess. Well, I think that spoke bounds, didn't it? Coppers, they're still after him. They're prowling the streets. Should no dice. Is he gonna stick around for a nice conversation there, or is he gonna be off to? Probably not a good idea just to launch yourself off the side of an overpass. Look at all those sparkles. Of course, couldn't have a fun episode here to go past without the drunk business guys. You know, he's found something that he lives for, and even if that is the nightlife. What's a couple of lies? Well, apart from the walks and the booze, it sounds good. He has some skills there, jumping out of the darkness, reversing the role. Somehow we met them. Is this the same vending machine that we saw right at the beginning? She might be a little. A little shaken based on the conversation that was had up on the rooftop. So you go through with another way around it, force her to confront the things that she's uncomfortable with. What's done is done, but she has turned his life around. And she has made it clear that she also enjoys the time that she gets to spend with him. So, is there anything wrong with all of that? She's got carried away trying to show him the fun and have those experiences. Not going to not going to give her a moment to really cool off at all. Going straight in and enforcing that they're going to continue having fun together. Few good reaction faces so far. And despite how kind of out of the loop he is for normal understandings and reactions and the like, he's doing quite well. I like the lights of the cars passing underneath so you can see the passage of time. Has that awoken a few feelings? Does he quite understand now? And that is a face. There's no getting away from it now, is there? Just what was that conversation up on the rooftops? How did it finally get through to it, break her down a little to think about what her wants are? Sometimes the hardest conversations are the most necessary. And if they back her into a corner to make sure she can't run away from it as well. This entire experience has been something, hasn't it? We each find our own little slice of happiness, whether it be at the dead of night or normal times of day. Find things that you enjoy doing and find someone that you love doing it with. Whether it be just sitting around playing games, talking for a while, or some of the more normal activities. Not sure what they would be, though. This show has been something that... Did I expect it to be anywhere close to what it was? No. I mean, I did think that there'd be some cool animation, some art direction, which would be kind of neat, but the interaction between the characters, and sure, it's fairly just surface level for some of it, was very entertaining. The idea is that, yeah, sure, even though you don't understand yourself or you can't fit into anywhere really, the main question, are you enjoying yourself? Is there someone that you want to spend your time with? Doesn't need to be deeper than that. If you enjoy hanging out, if you enjoy living your life next to them, do you need to think much deeper than that? I think the whole idea of it being the caveat of you need to fall in love from this, it being a not just a timeline of, oh, well, now we've got a year to do it, but also it being somewhat pressured. That's always going to kind of linger in your mind. So, okay, what does it mean to fall in love now? Whereas if you just let it come naturally, find someone that you enjoy spending every hour of the waking day with, or night? Do you want things manufactured, or for it to be natural? I personally adhere to the natural one. You don't want to go into things with false pretenses. And I especially don't want my mind altered and changed to believe that degradation is actually beneficial for me. I need to stay away from this one. Yeah, masochism really isn't for me. You know, just spending your life going along with things that you like, just, I'm having fun now. Why need to think about things further? Sure, it works for a while, but kind of like this, if you want it to actually last, sometimes it needs to be brought to your attention. Sit yourself down, you can't escape from this conversation. What do you actually want from it? Reaching through to Nazna that way, sure, we are initially being for violence. They're going to want to harm her and kill her to make sure all of their plans go unabated. And it was violence in one way or another, forcing her into the awkward conversations that she is clearly uncomfortable with. But sometimes that uncomfortability is warranted. There's definitely been times, and some recently, where I've had to think about what I would like and how I would want to go about obtaining it. And it's strange how much that result revolves around playing games late into the morning hours. But much like this, if you're having fun and you're enjoying your company, you're on at least a good step for the future. There may be issues down the line that you can't foresee, things that you don't quite understand yourself. That fear and trepidation might actually be a good thing. As long as there's no private detective just chasing you down, checking your every move. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm sure I've said it before, several times probably. The outfit choices of certain characters can be a little questionable. But I guess that's part of this show. It likes to try and push things at least a little. Hell, we had that open doorway for a while, didn't we? Thank God for those soap suds. But I think, even kind of jokes like that aside, one thing that actually did hit me, and probably rightfully so, was just almost a passing statement, even though it was a main element of his talk at the end. But his life was boring up until the point where he met her. One that I could inherently understand with his feelings there, much like my life being the same to that. Even if everything that she did there was new experiences for her, the lies, as she put it. She's not outgoing and experienced in the terms of having fun at the night, the bits and pieces that she has dragged him along to. I don't think any of that was the major draw, was it? It was just spending time with her. The bit that she didn't really see. But whether or not you have found someone you want to spend 22 hours of the day with, a little bit for sleep. And if it's meant to be outside, trying to be enjoying the nightlife, having fun, or staying at home, playing games, and maybe a drink or two, I hope you're enjoying yourself. I do hope there's more of this in the future. If there is, well, let me know. If you want to see more as well, consider subscribing to the channel, at least if I've said anything entertaining to you. Join onto my Discord to not be missing out on any future releases. But for now, give yourselves a bit of rest. No matter the time. I'll see you for the next one. If you want to join the ranks of those that love spending time with me for some godforsaken reason, consider joining onto my Patreon. Help the channel last a little bit longer so that we can continue to watch anime. And with that in mind, I really do need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Trayvon, Shiwan, Akane, Guado, Tori Jane, Kite, Lightwizard91, Mega42, Diego Zenhausen, SZ9870, Croyville, Maxwell, and everyone else. For if it wasn't for them, there's no way I'd be a vampire and would probably be removed long ago to not cause any problems.